I do not know whether to thank Mr. Chauhan or not, because he has told the succeeding speakers that they need to be very, very short because everyone is feeling hungry. Right? Pramod has already informed us in detail about the contents of both the books. So I will not go into that. What I want to say right in the beginning is congratulations Pramod, congratulations the publishers, and special congratulations to the proofreaders, because I could not find a single spelling mistake anywhere in the book or grammatical error. So that credit, which is generally forgotten, must go to the proofreaders. These 610 pages of both the books are very informative and thought-provoking. So without going into the details what is there, I will take a few issues which I find that all of us as awakened citizens are concerned. In both the books, as Ms. Rachana Prasad has said that he takes us to many towns and cities and villages of cultural, religious, social importance in Jharkhand and Bihar. But I find him like a writer emerges in the very first chapter when he lists 121 books published in English language and describe each book in 1 or 2 sentences. That is the advantage to the reader. He can pick any one of those books because he knows now what is the subject, what is the theme of that book for his reading if he has not read it earlier. Second thing which hits me in the second chapter is a discovery about his father. A man who was a middle-level bureaucrat in state machinery. I find that his views on Pakistan written in 1971 are true even today. That Pakistan is basically on one day going to implode and would be very, very unstable country. Then I find his views on socialism, democracy, the role of legal fraternity. It all reflects that he has an excellent knowledge about the provisions of the Indian Constitution. All his letters, farewell speeches, valedictory address or notings, I am quite impressed with that, and one direct result of his knowledge and his learning are his children, who are so well educated and contributing to the society. Now, the chapter lest we forget is concerning, it concerns all of us. All of us get worried about, during some adversity or at the later stages of life, all of us start getting anxious or worried about death. He comes out as a very introspective and philosophical person when he discusses all this, unpleasant topic of death, and people would like to be remembered after death, how they visualize the world without them once they are not there. I will just quote 2 lines. It is very difficult for people to imagine a future in which they do not exist anymore. I find it quite philosophical kind of thing. The second thing, I read it a number of times. I quote it. Death results in a permanent absence of consciousness. But no one ever consciously experiences the absence of consciousness. Now, I found it very deep, very engrossing, and it took me to certain other areas, like when we talk about losing consciousness and experience the absence of consciousness. This is something like many people are so scared of this because everyone is so fearful of getting into darkness. After death, it is sort of darkness which scares us so much. But if one has studied books on this side on spirituality and religion, like Saint Paul in Bible says, I die daily. Now these three words, most of the things in Bible should not be taken on face value. They have got very deep, deep meaning and spiritually very, very uplifting. When he says I die daily, that means any human being, if he does the right type of meditation under the guidance of a spiritual teacher and withdraws his consciousness from the 9 openings of the body and focuses on the eye center, then your consciousness gathers here. And then it gets connected with the Lord, and that person at his will can come back to his body and go out of body. That is the meaning of I die daily. So I think what PK has written here about the experiences, the absence of consciousness, that is quite deep, and I was very impressed. I knew right from 24th of December 1984 that he is a very good thinker. Chauhan, PK and I joined together on that day. And both of us were so impressed with A.K. Chauhan. I narrated the incident last time, so I will not repeat it. Now, regarding JNU, most of us are aware about the pan-Indian character of JNU. Pramod takes us through this establishment, through this architecture, through this teaching techniques. It is liberalism, modern outlook. All those are very impressive. And one may slightly differ with his views on the left or right positions in politics vis-a-vis political parties. But then, that's it. He doesn't shy away in telling something which is very, very unexpected from JNU. Like an incident in 1983, when the president and the general secretary of the student union, they were expelled because they had broken 2 flower pots in the lawn of the vice chancellor. And then there was an agitation on this issue. I just failed to understand whether the students were more enlightened or the vice chancellor was so backward looking. He regrets the fall in academic standards in the JNU, but rightfully so, and makes certain suggestions. But I think, Pramod, one thing has been missed in this article or in this essay, that is the developments which took place in the last 5 to 6, 7 years in the JNU, right? Those developments, every citizen who is concerned about the higher education in this country, I think more and deeper analysis of that is called for. He has spoken about corruption. I think what is required is no one service, no one person, is responsible about the state of corruption in our country. All of us are responsible, and all of us may also think that we are not responsible, someone else is responsible. But I think to begin with, it is the people at the top who are to become role models. We see them and then follow what they do. And the solutions he has advised is creating a society which is against corruption through better education. His thoughts on secularism, I found he has compared secularism within India, what secularism is in the Western countries or Western democracies. He has quoted from his essay on secularism. I have two quotes. One is the appeasement of any group for political reasons or otherwise is detrimental to the secular spirit. Very fine. I think we need to be careful about that. Another statement, I mean, we need to think about it. I will not give my view on that, but I would like to read it out. I quote, all minorities have complete freedom to propagate, teach and run their religions. Similar freedom is not available to Hinduism. I will not say anything on it, right? But would like to say it. Civil services, yes, there has been gradual deterioration in the performance of civil services, but I think civil servants also come from the society. And I think it is not as simple. After I have served in the public sector also, in Indian Revenue Service also, and in IAS. I think it is not, it is a very, very complex kind of situation when we talk about the role of services, their role in development of the country. They are one part of the structure. I think the major role and the major contribution lie with the political executive. It was said that the civil servants were framing the policies which is completely incorrect. Even now I find that their role in the implementation of the policies is also reducing day by day. Pramod, you have been little harsh on the IAS, I think. Right? I don't know why. You are a very liberal man, but you are true that the members of the civil services, they have grown arrogant and incompetent. And the glorification of civil servants, particularly in northern India, that I think we should rethink about it. It needs to be checked, and that glorification should not be there. Yes, all of us agree that reforms in the system, examination system, in service training. He has raised a very pertinent point. Why one examination should ensure your pension till life? There need to be periodic examinations, like what happens in the army. Let there be an exam every 10 years. Let there be more innovative ways of assessing a civil servant than the so-called 360-degree assessment, which is done to promote the civil servants. I think those things are required. He has raised another issue that IAS officers are journalists. They don't know, shift from one department to another, and then they think they are the experts. Vis-a-vis professional services. Experts, like he says, you need experts in agriculture, health, power sector, and there are, I think every department needs experts. Yes, there has to be a right mixture of experts and journalists. But I point out two things. People are of, my age, they have seen what has happened. We have all seen the state of Indian post offices. Post is manned by the postal service. Has it deteriorated or they have been upgraded? They are manned by Indian postal service people who remain within that department. Similarly, what has happened to BSNL, the service which is manned by Indian Telecommunication Service? I will just give these two examples for you to think over. What I come across from this book, Living Through Times, a Pramod Kumar Gupta, who is a sensitive, a tender human being, a loving husband, dedicated family man, a friend par excellence, a man of integrity, and above all, a nationalist. Now, his second book, Dhanbad, I will just take, I have many issues which concern all of us, but I will take one issue only because of paucity of time, and I don't want to be snubbed by Chauhan later on because he is feeling very hungry. All of us know about the accident which has happened in Assam last Monday. Today is the 7th day, and 4, 5 or 6 workers are still trapped in the mine. It got flooded, it was an abandoned mine as per reports. Now, I would not have given this accident much attention had I not read this book by Pramod. Right. Now, we have been doing coal mining for the last 250 years. As per Pramod's research, the first coal mining happened in this country in 1774. So 250 साल हो गए. After 250 years, we have not been able to find a technology or frame a policy which can ensure safe working for the workers inside the mines. Very frequently we keep listening to these accidents. I think if those people who matter read this book on coal mining, then immediately there is an urgency to set up some kind of a research group to frame some innovative policy for the entire country. Dhanbad is a role model or bad model of coal mining. All places within the country, whether it is major minerals or minor minerals, are managed by the mafia. Gunda tax he talks about in Dhanbad. I find Gunda tax being collected in Punjab also, where there is only minor mineral, that is sand. Right. So I come to the specific incident when he joined at Dhanbad as ADI. He decided to take on the godfather of Dhanbad, Ramesh Gandhi, and build up a case for search and seizure with intelligent investigation and high integrity in addition to meticulous planning. What happens? That man makes some declaration more than ₹1 crore. Record was kept in his office, which was set on fire in the wee hours of the holy day, next to the holy night. And then the police stonewalls the entire investigation. he makes a lot of effort to get that FIR registered. And then the investigation is transferred to CBI. Incidentally, SP CBI Pramod thought at that time was his friend. The reading of that chapter proves otherwise. CBI investigates that FIR for 10 years and filed a charge sheet after 10 years. And the judiciary takes 31 years to pronounce judgment on that. And judgment is that Ramesh Gandhi, the main accused, is acquitted because of lack of evidence. Who was supposed to collect the evidence? The CBI. The same SP who was there at Dhanbad, he remained investigating officer and became DIG. And Pramod says that when he went to his office or his officers went, they felt so uncomfortable because they were treated like accused, not like complainants. So the characterization of these three characters, Ramesh Gandhi, SP CBI, and the local SP of police and one DIG at Ranchi of police, the kind of role they play, that has been very thoughtfully and skillfully depicted, dissected by Pramod in this. Now, at the end of, he was saved because of his 3-4 senior officers who knew about his integrity. Now, on page 117, he writes, when he looks at all these things, why it has happened, inferences can be drawn as to whether it was because of inefficiency, lack of job skill, or any other reason. He wants to think about 3 reasons, but I will suggest to him, it was not because of inefficiency, it was not because of lack of job skills, it was for other reasons. And in this whole fight, we come across Pramod Gupta as a lone traveler in his pursuit against exposing corruption. His strong determination, dedication to his job, and extraordinary courage, supported by some of his seniors, saved him through. But it was a solitary, long walk for an upright civil servant. Thank you very much for your patient hearing.